We have Hazima, Anissa, Zamri, apa ni, Amni. Safarina ni yang jadi black tadi kot. And then Fazlina, Natasha, Intan, Syahira, Balkis, Omar, Rabiatun, Samina, and the rest tu mungkin tak ada problem lah kot, I assume So assume, so you all semua guna phone ke guna laptop? Ada juga, aku saya tengok juga yang guna phone ni.
Phone.
Okay, so semua you all ni adalah Malay atau ada foreigner juga dalam kelas ni? All Malay here? Bukan Malay, maksudnya all Malaysian lah. Malaysian. Semua Malaysian
Oh, Malaysia semua.
Semua Malaysian lah. Kot lah, tiba-tiba I tak tahu ada foreigner ke. So that kalau I tercakap BM lama lah, so tak ada masalah lah. Okay. So thanks for your video lah. Okay, so takut habis data ke apa, then you boleh turn off. Okay, I just want to know the visibility of all of you lah. Okay, so I would like to remind again, please scan your attendance. Okay, scan your attendance, and the QR code you can be getting it from Ecolib. Okay, get it from the Ecolib. Alright. So our paper is advanced. Okay, advanced auditing and investigation, ACD 41503. Okay, so the prerequisite for you to take this paper, okay, you have to completed your audit 1, ACB 21203. So previously, who teach you audit 1? Who teach you? Dr. Wan Amalina or Wan Zara?
Dr. Wan Amalina.
Dr. Wan Amalina. Right, okay. So last time you taking the audit 1 during your semester 4. Am I right? During your semester 4?
Yes. Semester 4.
Semester 4. Okay. So actually the advanced audit, okay, advanced audit is the continuity, okay, continuity on what you had learned during your audit 1, okay. So if you still remember, okay, during your audit 1, you're going to understand what is an audit actually, okay, why we need audit, why we have to carry out audit, what is the importance of getting the audit, why, and why it is compulsory, okay, and the requirement of audit is actually subject to which requirement, you must know, okay. So there are the certain requirement which is need to be complied by the company. So requirement apa yang that needed audit to be carried out? Requirement daripada apa? Which requirement that the company need to comply of? Anyone? This is just recall back, okay, what you have covered. So it's subject to which requirement that we need to carry audits? Hello? So during my class, and even if it's just an online class, I prefer that, okay, and it will be enjoyable session if you could joining, okay, the discussion, okay. So bukan you just listening to me and then you just keep quiet. No, okay, you open up your mic and try to participate because you already in semester 7. Next semester dah tak ada kelas dah. You going to having your training session kan? So this is the last class. So for my class, I'm preferred salah tak apa, but it's showing that you are participating. Okay, you are participating, you are actively, and actually it shows that you are joining me, you are following me when I'm asking you, so you can, or you could respond me. Kan? Salah tak apa, tapi menunjukkan visibility you during the class. So back to my question just now. So requirement of audit is actually subject to which requirement? Anyone? You want me to call your name or macam mana? Kalau kita tengok siapa Irfan, tadi mana Irfan?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay. So, can you respond to my question tadi?
Bila? Tadi saya tak dengar sangat.
Cannot hear, Irfan. Can you speak louder?
The requirement for what, madam?
I mean the requirement for to have audit. Okay. It is subject to which requirement? You speaking Irfan, but I can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah? Uh-huh. Can you speak louder? I'm not clear. Huh? No, requirement. Why the company need to carry out audit? Kenapa? Why we need to have audit? It is subject to which requirement? Requirement apa? Ha. Follow standard. Atira said that follow standard. Follow standard is actually when we carry out audit, we follow the standard. Standard itu standard same to the financial reporting standard. Okay, we also have International Auditing Standard, IAS. Okay, when we carry out audit, we have to comply with the IAS, International Auditing Standard. Same as we prepare the accounting, we comply with the MFRS, okay, Malaysia Financial Reporting Standard. Itu bila kita dah conducting the audit, we follow the standard. But now I'm asking that why it is subject to which requirement we need to carry out audit. I mean the company need to carry out audit tu is subject to pada requirement mana? Requirement apa yang menyebabkan audit tu perlu dijalankan? It is must to carry out audit tu subject to requirement apa? Are you clear with my question? Okay.
How to assure that the financial reports is true and fair?
That is the purpose. Okay, yes, that is the purpose of audit. Okay, to getting an opinion whether the financial statement is true and fair view. Okay, based on the independent audit that carried out by the auditor lah. Itu tujuan kita kena audit. Okay, to getting an opinion whether the financial statement is true and fair. Tetapi sekarang ni now, I'm asking if this subject to which requirement. So I found that from the chat, Shamina, Famina said that it is a requirement of the Companies Act. So kita ada requirement dalam Companies Act, which is the audit need to be table off within the 6 months after the year end of the companies. Okay. For example, if the year end of the company is on 31st December and the time frame, okay, the time frame that uh, allowable, okay, permissible to the company to prepare the audited financial statement adalah dalam masa 6 bulan. Meaning that the end of the period is on the 180 days lah, hari 180. So within that time frame, the company must prepare the audited financial statement, as this is one of the requirement from the Companies Act. Companies Act tahun berapa yang latest What are the latest Companies Act?
2016.
2016. That's the latest updated. Since we already referring, okay, to the previous one, since the Companies Act 1965 is too outdated and it has been replaced by the Companies Act 2016. Okay, other than the requirement of the Companies Act, okay, what are the other requirements that compulsory to the company to carry out audit? Other than Companies Act, what else? Companies Act, one of the act yang required. Other than that, no, MFRS is not. MFRS is a standard in preparing the financial statement. Okay, do you familiar with the Bursa Malaysia? Bursa Malaysia?
Yes.
So, what is Bursa Malaysia actually? Ni lah semester 7 ni takkan tak tahu Bursa Malaysia tu apa kan?
Stock market.
Apa dia Bursa Malaysia tu?
Stock market macam tu.
It's about the managing the
Platform.
stock market.
Platform.
And then?
Requirement to maintain in the bursa.
Yeah?
To maintain the stock in bursa. I don't know.
So for when we are talking about the Bursa Malaysia, okay, Bursa Malaysia, it is regarding the place for the stock market for all the listed companies, kan? So preparing audit is maksudnya kita ada untuk for the listed company and also non-listed company lah. Okay, when we are talking about the Bursa Malaysia, it is for the listed company. So, in order for the company to be continuously listing at Bursa Malaysia, okay, which is for the listed companies, so the companies need to comply with the listing requirement. And one of the listing requirement tu kita ada few chapters lah on the listing requirement. Okay, so you boleh browse dekat Bursa Malaysia website about the listing requirement, or if you just Google, okay, the listing requirement of Bursa Malaysia, also you can find all the chapters. We have few chapters, if I'm not mistaken. There are 16 chapters, okay, 16 chapters, and one of the chapters is about the continuing disclosure. And for the being a continuing disclosure, the companies need to prepare the audited financial statement. I need to submit to the Bursa Malaysia lah. So itu another requirement to carry out audit by the companies. So meaning that just for it is regarding to the listed companies lah, okay, based on the requirement of Bursa Malaysia listing requirement that they need to carry out audit. Okay, so we have Companies Act, Bursa Malaysia listing requirement, and we also have the requirement of the Security Commission as well that they need to submit the auditor financial statement. So these are the few of the requirement, the compulsory requirement that need to be complied by the companies in completing the auditing process lah. Okay, I mean the audited financial statement. So it is not suka-suka lah for the company to carry out audit, tapi it is due to the requirements. Okay, it is due to the requirement as we had discussed just now lah. Okay, so this is just the recall back apa yang you dah cover sebelum ni lah. Okay. So we carry out audit because of the requirement, the compulsory requirement. So that one you covered during audit one lah. And other than that, you look at the what we call the duties and responsibility of the auditor. What are their duties? What are their responsibilities based on the Act? Also kita compare pada Companies Act. They provide the duties and responsibilities of auditor under, I don't remember lah under which section, tapi it is discussed in the Companies Act. Okay, about the appointment. Okay, about the appointment of auditor, about dismissal. Okay, kita dah no longer want to hire or engage that auditor, so kita ada procedure how we're going to dismiss them. Okay, appointment, dismissal, and also how the auditor can resign from their appointment as the auditor of the company. So auditor need to follow the process. Okay, about the appointment, dismissal, and resignation of the auditor. Okay, and after you cover on that one previously, you also look at the audit process. Okay, we have the planning. Okay, we look at the materiality. We look at the, what else we have? Materiality, audit risk. Okay, audit risk. And after that, you have the audit process, meaning that the audit cycle. Okay, the auditing of the purchases, revenue, account receivable, account payables, human resource, the human resource process, and we also have the asset and liabilities as well, and also the shareholders and equity. And then you learn how you're going to prepare the audit report. And as you still remember, we have few types of the audit report. Okay, qualified, unqualified, disclaimer. Kan, ingat lagi tak? All the type of the audit report, and as well as the type of audit report is subject to the audit opinion lah. Okay, what type of the audit opinion, then they akan produce to the in line with the audit opinion lah. So that's what you had covered previously during your audit 1. And for the audit 2 is the continuity on what you have learned before lah. So if you rasa you tak berapa dah ingat, since you had covered this during your semester 4, it's almost near to 1.5 years. So it is important for you to look again lah, okay, on the previous topic lah, okay, on audit 1. So I'm sure that all of you have the textbook. Okay, you all ada textbook yang macam mana? I mean, siapa author yang textbook yang you all ada tu? Who are the author? So you all tak ada textbook ni? You have textbook class? No. McGraw-Hill yang mana ya?
Warna biru ni dia.
Warna biru. Oh, apa nama author dia?
Dia
King.
Asman Elf.
Elif
Saya tunjuk.
Elifson. So semua pakai buku tu lah during your
Elifson.
one. So the book still can be used lah, memang kita just refer the textbook. Or you ada guna buku lain pun, it doesn't matter lah, we still can use because mostly all the contents on the auditing books tu dia punya tu modulnya sama je lah. Okay, so if you can refer with other textbook for the reference. Okay, sebab apa yang pentingnya you read. Okay, you ada textbook, kalau you don't read the textbook, so tak ada guna jugalah. So you have to read. And sometimes you read and you prepare your notes lah. Preparing your own notes is much more valuable actually. Lagi you lagi ingat apa yang you tulis as compared you just getting the notes from yeah. Okay. Alright. So now we look at the contents of this course. Okay, so the detail of the course information, the synopsis of this course, as I told, okay, it is a continuation of the audit one. Okay, it's going to strengthen, okay, you in understanding the auditing. Okay, so among the topics that will be discussed is on the code of ethics. Okay, for the code of ethics, okay, for this chapter you boleh download. Okay, you can download the MIA bylaw. Okay, you boleh type je, Google je MIA bylaw, and then you boleh download the PDF file. It's about 200 something pages. Okay, so it discuss on the code of ethics and professionalisms of the auditor and as well as the accountant lah. Bila kita cakap dalam MIA bylaw tu dia, it is subject to both. Okay, it is subject to both the auditor and the accountant lah. Okay, so dalam teks tu kita tak maksudnya for the details explanation you boleh baca daripada MIA bylaw. So the MIA bylaw ni dia keep updating from time to time lah. The latest one it is latest is updated. Dia always updated. Okay. Maksudnya dia punya content tu daripada asal yang daripada yang dulu-dulu punya, tapi dia updated. And the latest is updated up to year 2020 lah, kalau I tak silap. Okay. Untuk chapter code of ethics tu is code of ethics for auditor and as well as the accountant lah. So from the MIA bylaw. And then we look at the auditor's liability. Okay, what is the liability of the auditor under the Companies Act and the common law? And actually the work of auditor is subject to the liability lah. Okay, memang ada sometimes we have the cases that the auditor is being sued. Tapi di Malaysia jarang berlaku. Jarang lah kalau as compared to the international cases lah. Okay, memang banyak berlaku liability of auditor when the auditor is too outspoken. I mean that they are disclosing more. They want to report the right situation of the companies. Then at the same time, the auditor need to be careful because it is subject to the liability of the auditor. Then it will turn back to the auditors. And however, if you still remember about one of the term of the whistleblowing. Masih dengar tak whistleblowing tu apa? Are you familiar that with the term of whistleblowing?
Tak.
Tak whistle? Tak pernah? So whistleblowing is one of the role, okay, that kita boleh nampak dalam one of Ada you all chat tak? I tak boleh nampak. Bila I share tak nampak apa yang kalau ada siapa. Ada chat ke? Ada. Kalau ada yang share what is actually whistleblowing tu apa. Bisa dengar tapi tak tahu makna. Okay, so whistleblowing tu you can find one of the role, okay, that has we found out as a whistleblower. Okay, orang yang disclosing benda tu kita panggil whistleblower lah. Meaning that dia tahu benda tu and dia try to disclose this. Dia maksudnya dia tak hide. He or she not hiding what he knows, okay, or how she knows about the condition of the company, tapi dia ialah macam whistle, okay, you going to you going to you spoke this, okay, you spoke the matters that occurred in the company to others. So, kita panggil whistleblower. And you can found the whistleblower dalam case Enron. So case of Enron tu dia starting daripada one of the whistleblower lah. Okay. Yang yang case of Enron tu yang berlaku during 2000 or 2001. Okay. It almost the 2 decades ago. But it involving the huge losses, okay, and impact not only to the companies, to all the staff, okay, as well as the impact to the auditors, okay, Auditor Anderson, yeah, AA masa tu. So that's why during that time we have big fine, and due to the case of Enron, okay, one of the oil and gas company in America, so dia jadi pecah pada dia dah jadi big four, no longer big five. Okay, so I'm sure that you tahu case Enron ni kan? Kan tak tahu Enron case ni. Hello. Tak familiar ke case Enron ni? Sudah. Are you listening to me, class?
Yes, Madam, yes.
So I tanya, are you familiar with the Enron case?
Yes.
Yes. Pernah dengar dah. Pernah dengar dah. Tapi whistleblower tak tahu pula. So you must know that it is starting with the whistleblower lah. Okay, yang appear dalam Enron company tu. Alright, so we talking about the liability tadi kan, liability of auditor. So dalam case tu ada liability of auditor, tapi dalam case tu memanglah ada conflict dalam case between the auditors and the companies. Tapi bila auditor tu nak disclose apa-apa, they must remember what are the possible liability yang akan goes back to them. Okay, and then we also have the an in-depth explanation on analytical procedure. Okay, kita dah cover on analytical procedure sebelum ni dalam audit 1. And then another topic is on the computer assisted audit techniques, or we call as the CAAT. Okay. And then audit sampling, materiality, audit risk. Maksudnya all of this you concurrently lah kita akan discuss about the previous concept yang kita dah cover dalam audit 1. Okay, and then we have the group audit and current issues facing in auditing profession. So this course also will discuss other related audit services other than financial statement, okay, include of the operational audits, compliance audit, and internal audit. So this is another few types of audit lah. Okay, other than the external auditing, we have operational, compliance, and internal audit. Okay, it also explains on the non-related audit service, such as consultation and taxation, that can be performed by the accountant. Okay. So other than me, we have another 2 lecturers that also teach this uh, uh, course. Okay, one Dr. Amani and Puan Zahra. Okay, so actually, you are from Group C, is it? BAC 7C. Yes. Okay.
Yes, madam.
BAC 7C. Actually you pecahkan group ni actually dia daripada mana? BAC 7C ni daripada mana?
Okay, sebenarnya BAC7C adalah 7A dan juga 5C adalah 5A. Tapi KPP diasingkan kepada yang dia akan last semester as a 5C or 7C.
Oh, maksudnya you all ni semua semester 7 lah dalam group ni.
Saya semester 5 yang terakhir lah sebab saya transfer kredit. Maksudnya semua dah memang last semester dah. 4C class. Kira next sem semua intern.
Oh, for C class semua dah final semester.
Ya.
Tapi yang A dengan B
A dengan B ada certain yang dia tak habis lagi, ada
ada
certain
lagi.
yang betul.
Oh, okay. So some of you ada yang transfer credit, maksudnya you doesn't take audit 1.
Kita orang semua dah ambil audit 1, baru boleh ambil advance audit. So last
Dah
semester
ambil.
kita orang semua ambil audit 1 waktu semester 4, so sekarang baru kita nak ambil yang advance audit.
Oh,
Semester
maksudnya yang transfer credit tu bukan transfer credit paper audit lah maksud you.
bukan, maksudnya transfer kredit subjek lain lah, maksudnya boleh cut
So
setahun.
then you boleh ambil lah paper audit ni untuk
Ya,
semester ni.
ya.
Okay. Masa semua yang akan training lah next semester. Okay. Alright. And then we look at the CLO. Okay, course learning outcomes. CLO 1 explain the significance of clients' IT audit software and in the audit and business process. CLO 2 assess the professional conduct, auditor's ethics, and auditor's liability. CLO 3 evaluate the completion of the audits and effect of post-balance sheet events, group audits, and using the word of others. CLO 4 discuss the current issues facing the auditing professions and other related audit services such as audit of prospectus, due diligence, review services, and compilation. Okay, we only have the 4, okay, the cost learning outcome. Okay, contohnya kalau macam current issues, kita akan discuss lah a few current issue that relate to the auditing lah. Sebagai contoh adalah on one of the latest standard, not too latest lah. It's actually the one of the standard that had been implemented starting on the 2016, okay, 15 December 2016, which is under the ISA 701, International Standard Auditing 701, which is related to the communicating of the key audit matters. So itu adalah isu yang one of the current lah in auditing. So you will found the communicating on the key audit matters tu nanti dalam audit report, yang mana kita ada one section that the auditor need to disclose about the key audit matters. So the key audit matters tu adalah the most significant matters, okay, that need to be reported by the auditor based on their current audit. So they need to disclose dalam independent auditor's report. So itu adalah salah satu that we include as the current issue dalam auditing that which is subject to the new auditing standard lah. Okay. And then so this is the teaching methods, okay. Group work, e-learning activities. So e-learning activities tu meaning that we're going to using the e-collab lah. Okay. And for the assessment, as usual, we have quizzes, assignment, mid-semester exam, and the final exam. Okay. So this assessment is according to the CLO, course learning outcome. Okay. Okay, this is all the chapters lah. Okay, this is all the chapters, the topic. Okay, now I want to share with you. Okay, this is about the teaching plan. This is the plan lah, okay. If there is any changes, it is subject to change. Okay, for the first 3 weeks, we're going to look on the chapter 2, okay. Chapter 2, which is on the code of ethics for the auditor ataupun the dekat sini dia guna term professional ethics lah. So yang ni semua kita akan refer MIA by law as I mentioned just now lah. Okay. And about the registration at the Eclipse, I believe that semua dah join kot, dah enroll ni, okay, dalam Eclipse tu. Okay, and the next topics on the week 4 and 5, on the auditor's liability, okay, legal liability of the auditor on the audit of financial statements. And the following weeks, for 2 weeks, okay, we look at the topic of completing the audit engagement. Okay, and the week 8, the impact of information technology of the audit process. And during the week 6, we're going to have quiz 1, and the midterm is after your midterm break lah, okay, during the week 9. And later I will brief you about on the project paper lah, okay, what you have to do as your assignment, okay, which is another part of the assessment. Okay, so we done on the detailed course info and also on the teaching plan. Okay, so before that, do you have any question, class, about this about this course? Okay, audits, advanced audits. Ada soalan? Saya boleh tanya dulu kalau tak jelas ke.
Madam,
Ya,
untuk assignment madam. Assignment tu dia grouping ke?
assignment, group atau kenapa? Kalau group ada masalah ke nak buat atau macam mana?
Saja nak, kalau group boleh bagi group dari sekawan.
Lah ni baru minggu kedua. So kita
So,
akan
dia
ada
punya-
group tu akan ada jugalah, akan ada group, akan ada individual work pun ada. So kalau group tu for me you may freely to choose lah with the home that you comfortable to work kan. So you boleh decide yourself lah. I'm not going to decide your group, so you decide yourself. Tapi I still not finalize lah how many of you within the group lah. So you all semua 34? 34
5.
34 Irfan?
35.
35. Kalau tengok kat sini ada seorang yang absent ni. Oh, 35. Because 35, the participants tu including me kan. So, siapa yang absent? Okay. Ada question? Ada soalan lain? Okay, kalau tak ada saya yang tanya. So, how do you find audit? Okay, so how do you find audit? Ni dah dulu ambil audit 1 and sekarang again nak ambil audit 2 ataupun advanced audit ni. So, how do you find? An interesting course ataupun boring ataupun I don't like tapi terpaksa ambil sebab dia adalah core paper. So, how you find audit? Nik Najian. Who is Nik Najian? Are you here, Nik Najian? Sebab nama dia macam pelik, Nik Najian. I tak pernah jumpa nama Nik Najian. So, are you here, Nik?
Yes. I
So nama you Nik Najian Yeah? I couldn't hear you. Are you following us, Nik Najian?
Yes.
I tak dengar. So now I'm asking you. So how do you find audits? How do you find audit paper? Yang cakap a little bit complicated ni siapa? So Nik, I want to hear from you. How do you find audit? Nik? So how do you find audit? Can you speak louder?
dengar tak?
Yeah, I can hear you. So how do you find audit?
Audit maksudnya
Ah.
macam best ke macam tu ke?
Apa dia? Apa dia? Kita orang tak dengar lah ni. Class, do you hear what Nick mentioned? Can you type, Nick? Can you type at the chat? Okay, ni Farina audit something yang interesting tapi kadang tu agak susah juga. Interesting tapi susah. So Nick, I'm waiting What's your response? How you find audit? Okay, sementara Nick tu tarik dekat chat I nak tanya. Subeki. Suki. Muhammad Suki. Ni ke mana ni Muhammad Suki ni?
Hello.
So how do you find audit?
Complicated sikit lah.
Complicated? Tak. Audit complicated ke you yang complicated? Complicated. Okay. Your guess?
Hi doctor, can you hear me?
So your guess there?
Yes doctor.
Yeah. So
For me,
Ah,
it's interesting
interesting. Why you say interesting?
because we can learn something new and it's a basic first before go to intern.
Yeah, basic lah. Okay, at least you get an overview lah what actually audit ni kan. Sebab
Yes.
during your internship, we are preferred, okay, we are preferred to for you to do your internship, the practical training, joining the audit firm, and uh, I really hope that you will going to do audit lah. Because some of your seniors yang previously diorang hanya buat accounts. So accounts ni, you just key in lah. Actually kalau you buat account ni um, dia tak menggunakan high order thinking skills lah for me. Because you just you know what is going to debit and credit. Of course it enhance your background in accounting lah. Debit and credit. Kalau dalam accounting ni, you didn't found that account tu susah kalau you on debit and credit tu you pro lah. Pro maksudnya mahir lah. Nak debit apa, nak credit apa. Nak debit apa, nak credit apa. And this is actually starting from the journal entry lah. Journal entry. And during your final audit process at the end, bila dah siap audit tu, ada something yang you nak kena adjust and you going to prepare the journal adjusting entry lah, journal adjusting entry. So still masih nak kena go back to your basic foundation in accounting on debit and credit. So debit and credit ni jangan nak pisahkan lah, jangan nak pisahkan dunia accounting daripada debit and credit. Okay. Okay, yang tadi cakap pasal training kan. So for internship tu, nanti when bila you nak dapat tempat tu, better you tanya daripada your senior. Kalau lah dekat tempat yang di training tu, dia memang tak dapat exposure untuk auditing tu, cari tempat lain yang you boleh belajar on auditing lah. Sebab kalau you duduk 6 bulan for 6 months for the ni kalau you duduk dalam accounts, okay, to prepare the account saja tu dia macam tak ada apa lah yang you nak belajar sangat lah, not much. Kalau macam just 3 months in account and then you transfer to the audit department, then it will be okay lah for you, okay. You ada chances untuk belajar jugalah. Alright, so about your training and auditing lah. Okay, can you hear me class? Boleh dengar tak?
Yes, doktor.
Boleh macam tadi jugalah, saya takut ada gangguan ke, tak ada Sama jelas macam tadi
Sama jelas je.
Okay. Okay, so about your training and auditing. Okay, saya nak tahu seorang lagi how you find audits. No, Salsabila. Are you here? No, Salsabila. Salsabila, are you here? Salsabila ni ada di mana? Di college ke di mana? Siapa kawan dia yang tahu? Tahu ni jangan kata you on tapi you not being around tak jujur kan. And salah satu daripada professional ethics as an accountant and auditor, you must be honest lah. Sebenarnya etik tu kan, ni nak cakap pasal etik lah pula, saya nak cakap pasal lain tadi. Apa? Sebab siapa yang buat tu dia yang tanggung kan. Apa lagi? Syarifah Mokminah. Syarifah Mokminah. Syarifah Mokminah. Oh, tak ada juga. Okey. Farah Nazri.
Ya saya, doktor. Doktor boleh dengar ke?
Boleh. Jelas sangat. So,
Apa tu?
so how you find audit?
Audit a little bit complicated kot. Saya sorry kalau saya tak suka sangat tapi it's okay lah.
Okay, what you mean complicated tu kan? Dah beberapa orang yang cakap complicated. Saya nak tahu complicated tu dekat mana?
Maybe sebab dia baca kot and then dia punya proses tu kita kena faham dari segi kita kena faham the whole thing. Yes, the whole thing.
Okay, so complicated lah. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
So, dia sebenarnya auditing ni, you must have the good understanding on you punya accounting tu juga dan juga proses kan. Dalam proses contohnya kalau you belajar audit 1 dulu dia ada audit process je untuk for each cycle tu. Contoh kalau untuk purchasing process, so you mesti faham flow dalam purchasing process tu apa yang berlaku. Bermula daripada purchase order, delivery order, sehinggalah the issuance of the invoices. So you mesti tahu dan dalam tu dia melibatkan segregation of duties dalam purchase department kan. So benda-benda macam tu dia macam interrelated to one another dalam accounting punya dan dalam internal control system of the company itself, into of the management. So dia interrelated dalam tu sebab at the end finally SDR audit ni akan identify lah kat mana any based on the sample lah kan, based on the sample. So dia kalau it is founded, so dia akan disclose dalam finding of the audit. Okay. Alright, so I hope that you will not find the same things lah after you completing my class. Sebab dia tak adalah nak kata complicated tu tak, tapi for me it is interesting. Kalau nak compare accounting, maksudnya prepare financial account, taxation. So for me auditing lah yang paling menarik, okay, interesting. Because our you tak, kalau lah you joining the big firm, okay, big firm ataupun medium firm size macam Crowe Howard tu pun dah medium size kan. So for the big four, dia punya exposure tu dia macam sangat menarik lah bagi saya. Sebab you tak akan stay dekat office. Training big four tu mostly all your clients tu adalah big companies. So dia orang tak akan submit dia punya dokumen untuk you watching ke firm. Sebab dia pun punya office ni biasa kecil-kecil sempit kan. So we going to be there at the client's office. So maksudnya kita akan ada travel before we going to do our job. Okay, kerja kita untuk buat audit tu, kita akan ada travel. So dalam tu akan ada stock take. So stock take tu macam you involving in a few in a few business lah. Dalam business supermarket tu biasa, ataupun you ada involved dalam company oil and gas. So you akan buat audit. So contoh you nak audit dia punya tank, a big tank tu kan. Tahu kan tangki minyak yang besar tu pun you nak kena ada stock take. So di situ you nak kena panjat ke apa-apa. So dia tak boring lah, dia tak boring sebenarnya. Itu waktu during the stock take period lah kan, tak selalu. Tapi and another thing is you get the exposure of different kind of the business. So you expand your knowledge. Okay, you involve dalam company construction, for example, property, and then company services company. Okay, on the manufacturing company, you ada audit kilang ke factory. So you tak limit you punya knowledge tu macam tu je. Kalau you prepare account, saya bukan nak condemn account. Tak, tapi I just want you to know well actually audit ni sebenarnya is very interesting kan. So bila you terlibat dalam banyak a few kind of the business, so you banyak benda yang you belajar, banyak benda yang you tahu. You know more than the accountants actually auditor ni. So maksudnya you janganlah join yang small audit firm sangat lah. Kalau small audit firm tu you hanya prefer untuk dormant company kan. Ataupun dia punya sales company yang 500,000, 1 million. So tak banyak lah kan. So you join the big four firm ataupun medium firm lah. So it's very interesting. Okay, so macam best tak audit ni? Macam best tak? Ke tak ada perasaan juga?
Best?
Best. So, nanti you, insyaAllah you boleh learn more during your training. So, make sure bila nak survey tempat tu, tanya dulu your punya senior. Kalau ada senior kat situ, diorang ada ditempatkan dalam audit department tempat. Okay. Alright. So, kita tak masuk lagi dalam kita punya chapter ni. Okay, so sekarang kita nak masuklah sikit. Sebab nanti you juga kena baca kan. Alright. Okay. Professional ethics. Kalau you tengok dia punya slide ni macam audited 2014 tapi tak audited pun sebab auditing ni dia not much changes lah. Okay. Sama juga macam ethics ni pun tak ada benda yang berubah pun dalam ethics. Kan, etika dan value tu sama je dalam setiap diri manusia tu tak berubah. Okay. Professional ethics. So sebenarnya dia professional adalah satu term and ethics tu adalah satu term. Okay. Kalau you nak cakap professional and ethics pun boleh. Okay. Dia adalah dua benda yang mana professional tu, dalam professional tu dia akan ada ethics. Okay. Dalam professional tu dia akan ada ethics. And dalam ethics tu, dia tak ada professional. But for the ethics tu, semua orang perlu ada ethics. Beretika. Kan. Kalau professional is for those who engage in the professional career lah. Okay. Dan dalam dia punya professional career tu, they must have ethics inside. Okay. They build in ethics tu dalam dia punya professional tu. But being ethical is a must, is a compulsory for everyone in society. Kan, kalau tak ada ethics ni, dunia kita ni porak-poranda lah. Kan. Okay. Right. Okay, we look at the distinguishing the ethical from unethical behavior in personal. Okay, so macam I cakap tadi, untuk being ethical tu is a must for everyone. Personally, everybody must be ethical, must be ethics in their life, in their actions, kan? And we also look at the being ethical in the professional context. As the auditor, the accountant, and also in other professionals and other career, okay, they also have their own professional ethics conduct yang berbeza dari sudut professional mereka. So, kalau yang kita bincang ni adalah dalam dari sudut professionally as the auditor and accountant. Okay. So what is ethics? So it refers to a system or the code of conduct based on moral duties and obligations, okay, that indicate how an individual should behave in society. Kan? So kalau orang yang tak ada ethics tu, kita sebenarnya they have no manners. Okay, before that, do you done paper in ethics? Are you done? Paper on ethic class?
Yes, betul.
Oh, last semester.
Yes.
Last semester. Who teach you the paper? Who
Teknik.
teach you? Huh?
Teknik.
Siapa lecturer semester lepas untuk your ethics paper? Tak ingat dah nama lecturer. Kelas?
Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick. Dr. Nick seorang je ke yang ajar? Oh, chat with other lecturer. Puan Syahida. Okay. So, kalau you nak cakap paper ethics tu, I rasa dia lagi boring daripada paper audit. Betul tak? Ke tak? Tak boring paper ethics hari tu yang you belajar? Kelas? Oh, betul kan? Memang sangat boring. Sebab dia... Saya pun tak tahu nak describe paper ethics tu. Dia sebenarnya dia ada banyak apa dia panggil orang sebab presentation kan. Dia macam you nak decide tu you nak kena follow mana kan. Bila you nak buat decision tu you nak kena follow rule mana dalam ethics tu. Dia ada a few names dalam ethics tu. So your answer is actually no right and wrong. Bila dia ini I masukkan untuk cases lah kan, untuk cases. Okay. So ethics and professional behavior. Okay. So everybody, okay, everyone must be ethical lah. Okay. Must be ethical, which show that they behave in society. Okay, and then for the professionalism, okay, it refers to conduct, aims, or qualities that characterize a profession or professional person. So there are a few of the conducts lah. Being a professional of an accountant and a personal auditor ni macam mana, apa the characteristic yang they must hold, okay, as the one as that in auditing profession. Okay, so this is the example, okay, the illustrative ethical principles, okay, that actually is holds by everybody, okay, the value of the trustworthiness, okay, maksudnya you being honest lah actually kan, so the people can trust you, okay, tak ada cakap benda yang tak betul kan, tak ada mereka cerita, so you talking the correct one, okay, the correct one to others lah, bercakap dengan jujur lah, tak, do not lie to others, okay, that's the common and the basic, the ethical principles. And then being responsible, okay, being responsible maksudnya you being responsible as who you are, okay. Sebagai contoh, you being responsible, you as a daughter to your parents, okay, be responsible you as a son to your parents. So what are the responsible you macam mana? Tanggungjawabnya, contoh, you respect them, kan? Tanggungjawab tu, anak menghormati kedua ibu bapa you. And then, apa lagi responsibility? You dalam konteks anak, responsibility pada ibu dan bapa you. Selain daripada hormat, dan tanggungjawab you adalah to listen to them. Dengarlah apa yang mak ayah you cakap tu, you kena dengar. Jangan object them, dan bukan melawan cakap dia orang. Itu sebagai responsibility. And then responsibility you as a student, and your current role sekarang, responsibility you adalah ethically you mesti, sebagai contohnya, Apa tanggungjawab you sebagai student? Ethically. Tanggungjawab you adalah untuk hadir ke kelas. Okay, you attend the class. Attend and being visible dalam kelas tu. Visible tu maksudnya your participation lah kan dalam kelas. Dan bukannya you masuk kelas tapi you are not around. You are not in front of the computer. Okay, throughout the session tu you missing. So tu tak ethical lah kan. You tak, you are not responsible to yourself, okay, as the students. Right? Okay, and then caring. Caring is another role. Contohnya you care to your friends around. Okay, you care. Contoh, dia macam basic, benda yang basic. Contoh ada one of your friends tu, every time you tak nampak pun dia in class. So you care him, you care them. So you ask. So itu adalah ethical lah. Ethics sejak ethically kita rasa kesian. Okay. We pity to our friends. Kenapa dia ni tak boleh masuk kelas? Mungkin dia ada masalah internet problem ke? Masalah komputer ke? So try to know their conditions, and probably you do your role to what extent that you can assist them lah kan. Okay, and then core ethical values, citizenship. Okay, as a citizenship dan macam mana you nak tunjukkan you are being ethically as a citizenship. Dia macam basic juga. Contoh macam sebagai contoh macam dalam social media lah kot you boleh nampak you punya ethical lah you sebagai warga negara Malaysia lah. Mungkin sebab sekarang ni you tak boleh tunjukkan sangat your citizenship role tu sebab kita tak boleh nak even border dah slowly dah buka kan due to COVID, but still you punya movement tu lagi strict lah kan, you nak kena quarantine and so on. Tapi you punya citizenship role tu, that being ethical tu dalam social media lah kan. Dalam social media tu ethically behave as a Malaysian citizenship. So apa value yang boleh tunjukkan that you are being ethical tu, maksudnya taklah jadi keyboard warrior sangat lah. Taklah jadi keyboard warrior sangat. Cik nak contoh yang macam kes yang last time yang kes Palestin tu kan. So itu menunjukkan the ethical value kita sebagai Malaysian lah, Malaysian citizenship, that kita ni ada belas ihsan lah. Walaupun kita tak kenal mereka tapi kita punya ethical value as a Malaysian citizenship tu memang terselah lah kan. Okay, and then you being fairness, you being fair to dalam situasi yang macam mana tu you adil. Okay, adil tu rasa you boleh faham kot. And then bring respect. So maksudnya bila kita kat mana-mana je, kalau kita contohnya when we terjumpa orang tua ke, so kita respect lah dia sebagai seorang tua. Itu sebagai contoh lah. So ini adalah ethical principles yang basic lah. Everyone should possess this. Okay, should possess this, and barulah menunjukkan you ni ada ethical value. Kalau you tak possess this ni, maksudnya you punya ethics tu masih lagi contoh yang paling mudah lah, trustworthiness tu kan, value of trustworthiness tu mungkin susah sebenarnya kita nak jumpa orang yang jujur tu sebenarnya, walaupun ia wujud. Sebab you hanya akan jujur bila you trust and believe that Allah is watching you. Allah is watching you. So, bila you remember that, you will be ethical. Di mana-mana je you akan be ethical. Sebab kita remember Allah is watching us. And even now pun Allah is watching us during the class ni. You scan the attendance tapi you tak ada pun in front of, or you tak join pun during the class until end. So, Maksudnya you tak aware that Allah is watching you. That's why lah you buat macam tu. Right? Okay, so the need for ethics. So ethical behavior is necessary for a society to function in an orderly manner. So memang diperlukan lah kan kalau macam kita negara kita ni nak kata orang yang beretika semua tu tak kan, tak. Sebab contohlah kalau you tengok sampah sarap tu dibuang ni merata-rata kan. Kalau you pergi dekat the playground ke taman ke, so you still can find the sampah tu dia orang tak rasa bersalah pun buang sampah merata-rata. Okay? Maksudnya kita ada 50-50 lah di Malaysia ni. So ethical behavior ni is necessary in a society. Kalau tak, kita punya negara ni macam kucak kacil lah. Semua orang tak ada adab kan. Ethics tu sebenarnya part of adab. So our country will not be functioning well lah because semua orang tu tak ada manners. Okay. The need for ethics in society is sufficiently important and that many commonly held ethical value and incorporated into laws. So sebab itulah dia ada incorporate kepada laws. Macam contohnya di Singapura, if you throw the rubbish merata-rata lah, you throw the rubbish if you are found, then you will be you nak kena saman lah kan, nak kena saman sebab di situ ada ethical value di incorporate dengan law kan. Ethical value dia adalah tidak menjaga kebersihan, tidak menjaga kebersihan, dan incorporated lah siapa yang tidak buang sampah merata-rata akan kenakan compound. Itu di contoh. And as well as sekarang ni, kalau you boleh kaitkan the current ethical values adalah apa? Apa yang you boleh kaitkan sekarang ni? Current ni. Plus, for the current situation, apa yang you boleh kaitkan ethical values and dia punya law tu? So current condition, ethical value dia adalah memakai mask, wearing mask. SOP lah kan, SOP tu adalah ethics sebenarnya. So one of the specific example adalah wearing mask. So memakai mask when you are at the crowded or at this public place, it is compulsory because you want to protect others. Okay, you want to protect others from being affected by the virus. So kita nak protect diri kita as well, nak protect juga society. Okay, by wearing the mask. And that's why for those who not wearing the mask, it is incorporated with the laws that compound lah akan dikenakan. Itu sebagai contoh. So memakai mask adalah salah satu, is one of the etika, it's one of the ethics value. Okay, for this current period. Kan? Hope you boleh nampak lah based on the current example. So why people act unethically? So why? The person's ethical standard are different from those of society as a whole. Sebab dia punya understanding tu berbeza. Ethical standard tu maksudnya dia punya mind tu is the other around daripada apa ethical value yang dia acceptkan dalam society tu. Okay, so dia tak fikir sebagaimana masyarakat fikir. Contohnya kalau kita fikir buang sampah merata-rata tu bagi dia biasa. Bagi dia biasa. Contoh, kebersihan tu bagi dia tak berapa penting. Dia sendiri pun tak bersih rumah dia every day. Tak kemas rumah dia setiap hari. Tak buang sampah rumah dia setiap hari. So, pada dia it is nothing lah. Pasal sampah pun nak kecoh. Dia cakap macam tu. Sebab dia punya mind tu, level of his or her mind is different with the level, with the society's level. Okay. Ataupun mungkin dia begitu because of the way they has been educates, how their parents, their family educate them previously kan. So itu yang akan membentuk satu karakter dia yang sebegitu. Pada dia, itu dia ada apa. Okay. Sama juga macam menghalang lalu lintas, okay, di jalan. Contohnya you park your car tapi you tak jaga pun, menghalang, menyusahkan orang lain nak lalu. So itu adalah salah satu etika jugalah, you are not being ethically. Tapi pada dia, tak apalah, biasa je tu. Tapi sedangkan itu menyusahkan orang, menyebabkan jalan tu jadi sesak. That's why lah benda-benda ni, then we come with the law. Okay, kena compound. Sebab manusia ni tak boleh nak berfikir secara waras lah. Dia tak waras sebenarnya, kurang waras because not being ethical. Okay. Okay, this is an example. I don't think that this is for you to, you boleh baca later. Tapi ini berlaku adalah sebab different perspective lah. Okay, different perspective or different on the acceptance. Okay, being ethical, berbeza pandangan dan juga cara dia dididik sebelum ni. Okay, ethical dilemma. So an ethical dilemma is a situation a person faces in which a decision must be made about appropriate behavior. Okay, and then here auditor face many ethical dilemmas in their business career. Okay, so this is what facing by the auditor lah. Okay, because of in auditing work, okay, they involving the a lot of the professional judgment. Okay, we call it as professional judgment, not the simple judgment, but the professional judgment, whereby the judgment that made by the auditor is professionally done by the auditor based on the concept, based on their understanding, based on the auditor's experience, and it come out with the decision, judgment. Okay, maksudnya judgment yang auditor buat tu is not the simply judgment, but the judgment is come out with is the professional value, with the experience, referring to the standards, and also the certain concept. Okay, so meaning that the final decision or judgment that done by the auditor tu, dia dah maksudnya dah bersandarkan kepada all the concept lah. Maksudnya what we call it has been supported lah. It has been supported. Jadi maksudnya bila, if let's say the auditor is questioned why you said so, why you decide this, why you judge this, so auditor could defend. Okay, auditor could defend why this has been come out, why this has been decided. Okay, and even it still come out with the ethical dilemma lah, mesti ada dilemma, tapi the auditor need to come out with the solution yang bersandarkan pada konsep dan juga his or her experience. Okay, so rationality of the unethical behavior. Okay, it's not important. The special need for ethical conducts professions. Our society has attached a specific meaning to the term of professional. Okay, so professionals are expected to conduct themselves at a higher level than most other members of society. So macam those yang professional lah kan. So those yang professional as compared to those yang tidak professional tu, when comes to the dealing the problem or the certain situation tu, it must be differ from those yang tak professional. Okay, so maksudnya kalau kita ni seorang yang professional, kita actually we also apply the professionalism dalam society juga. Contohnya kita tak mudah big temper kan, tak pernah nak marahkan orang. Maksudnya dalam diri tu kita boleh cool ourselves lah. Kalau orang yang tak, maksudnya I rasa you faham, Maksudnya bila you nak handle something, disputes for example, so being professional lah. Professional, jangan nak marah orang tak tentu pasal, tapi being professional. I rasa you faham lah. Okay. The difference between CPA firms and other professionals. CPA firms are engaged and paid by the company, issuing the financial statement, and the primary beneficiaries of the audits are statement user. So this is the conduct of CPA firm personnel. Okay, so this is apa yang CPA firm personnel yang kena ada lah. Okay, CPA examination, international standard auditing interpretation, continuing education requirement, legal liability, MIA practice sections, code of professional conduct, AOB, audit oversight board and security commission, peer review, and also the quality control. So, understand the MIA independent requirement. So, ini adalah apa yang saya cakap tadi lah, MIA by law tu. Okay. MIA by law yang it is downloadable. You boleh download daripada MIA website lah, ataupun you Google je MIA by law. Okay. So, the bylaw on professional ethics, conduct and practice of the MIA, Malaysian Institute of Accountancy, issued by MIA. Tapi dia sebenarnya adapt daripada inilah, Code of Ethics for Professional Accountant ISBA 2009. Okay, so in this MIA by law, we have a few parts, parts A, part B, part C. Okay, part A, part B, part C. Okay, so this is the downloadable one, the MIA by law on professional ethics, conduct and practice of MIA, Malaysian Institute of Accountants. Okay, it is issued by MIA. So dia punya, the first of the MIA by law ni dia issued pada January 2011 lah. Okay, more than about 10 years, applied in Malaysia. So this is the table of content of the MIA by law. We have the part A, part B, and also part C. Sampai lagi part C. Okay, part C. Okay. So this is another part 2. Part 2 yang tadi tu part 1. Part 1. Bylaw on professional ethics. Okay, kita tengok yang ni lah, bylaw and professional ethics. Kalau part 2 tu dia on part 2 adalah bylaw on professional and conduct and practice. So sebenarnya dia punya bylaw ni easy to understand, easy to follow. Bila you baca tu you mudah je nak faham lah apa sebenarnya yang dia nak share. Okay. Okay, so we look at from the beginning. Okay, section 100 on the other part A, fundamental principle and conceptual framework. Okay. So this is the fundamental principle. So later you all boleh baca, you download dan you boleh baca. Okay, so introduction and fundamental principles. Professional accountants in public practice. Part C is professional accountant in business. Okay, so for the part A, we could establish the fundamental principles for professional accountants behavior and the conceptual framework for applying those principles. So what are the fundamental principles? Okay, sebelum tu kita tengok dulu the bylaw on professional ethics, conduct and practice. So a professional accountant in public practice, a professional accountant uh, that providing the professional service lah, contohnya daripada audit firm, tax and the consulting firms. And the professional service is service requiring accountancy or related skills performed by a professional accountant, including accounting, auditing, taxation. And the last one is professional accountant in business, a professional accountant employed or engaged in an executive or non-executive capacity. In industri lah, maksudnya you as the accountant di mana? Dalam company ke? Ataupun you joining the NPO ataupun regulatory bodies, contohnya you joining the Bursa Malaysia ke? Or a professional accountant contracted by such. So semua ni you nak kena apply the professional ethics lah and conduct dalam practice you. Okay, so these are the fundamental principles. Okay, integrity, objectivity, professional competence and due care, confidentiality, and also the professional behavior. Okay, so what are them? Okay, integrity, a professional accountant should be straightforward and honest in all professional and business relationships. Okay, so maksudnya di sini being honest macam yang kita discuss awal-awal tadi on being ethics. Okay, hold the ethical value dalam diri individu tu sendiri dah kena ada ethical value. Kalau lah you ni as personally ni you sendiri dah tak ada trustworthiness, tak wujud. So how come you going to be the professional accountant that being integrity kan? So you tak boleh nak apply sebab dalam diri you ni you memang sejenis orang yang tak jujur. There is no trustworthiness towards you. So this will be applied in the profession lah. So this is actually harmful to the accounting and auditing profession. Kalau you ni jenis orang yang tak ada integrity. Maksudnya integrity tu dalam konteks yang professionally lah term lah. Maksudnya kalau dalam konteks biasanya lepas ni tak ada ethical value lah yang macam yang kita bincang tadi, responsible, trustworthiness, respect, benda-benda macam tu. So kalau you basically you memang dah tak ada benda tu, so how could you be the professional accountant yang holds the integrity value? So memang tak ada lah. So this will be harmful to the career, to the profession itself. Okay. And then objectivity, a professional accountant should not allow bias, conflict of interest or undue influence of others to override professional or business judgments. Okay. So kita mesti conflict of interest tu mesti di avoid lah kan. Sebab tu, okay, that's why for you to being appointed, for example, as the auditor of the company, dia mesti ada beberapa syarat dia, ada beberapa syarat lah. Kalau you masih ingat lah, okay, if your spouse, contoh your spouse tu adalah hold certain share dalam company tu, you tak boleh jadi auditor. Sebab apa? Sebab nanti akan ada conflict of interest. Ataupun your spouse tu adalah dia punya director di situ ke company tu, so you cannot be appointed as the auditor. Maybe daripada firm you boleh, tapi you are not the one that will be taken out audit for the company. Okay. And then this is because we want to avoid the conflict of interest. And then professional competence and due care, a professional accountant shall maintain professional knowledge. Okay, professional knowledge and skills. So that's why you have to be as the accountant and the auditor tu you nak kena maintain, continuing, attending the training, because as you know that the MFRS, okay, Malaysia Financial Reporting Standard tu always keep updated, changes always be made. So you nak kena maintain competence. Kalau you tak attend training, so then you are not competent lah kan. You tak aware pun apa latest standard in accounting, in the financial accounting. Sebab untuk jadi auditor ni, you kena tahu ISA, International Auditing Standard, IAS, as well as you mesti juga pro dalam MFRS, Financial Reporting Standard, sebab kita nak audit financial statement yang di-prepared by accountant. Jadi dua benda you nak kena tahu as an auditor. Kalau accountant dia hanya tahu, dia hanya updating themselves on MFRS saja kan. Kalau auditor ni dia both kena tahu. Okay, so you have to maintain the professional knowledge and skills at the level required to ensure that the client or employer receive competent professional services based on current development, macam I cakap tadi, because it's always updating lah. Okay, legislation and techniques, and act diligently in accordance with applicable technical and professional standards. Okay, and then confidentiality, a professional accountant shall respect the confidentiality of information acquired as a result of professional and business relationship, and therefore not disclose any of such information to third party. So dia tak boleh simply disclose information about of his or their client to the third parties. Okay, without proper and specific authority, unless kalau ada requirement daripada law yang dia perlu disclose, and they can do so lah. Unless there is legal or professional right or duty to disclose, nor use the information for personal advantage of the professional accountant or third party. And also, dia akan ada issue of confidentiality or disclosing to the third parties. Kalau you ni audit, okay, contohnya, contohlah I nak bagi example yang paling simple that you can see. Contohnya you ni auditor dekat Giant, okay, Giant Malaysia, and you also have the other clients yang jadi you punya client yang you audit juga, kena audit di Mydin, okay, one of the supermarkets. So you as the auditor, you mesti protect the confidentiality of the information. You tak boleh nak bagi tahu apa dia punya strategy of Giant kepada Mydin. Kalaupun dia tanyalah, ini bagi contoh paling mudah untuk you faham. So you must keep it secret and cannot be disclosed, cannot easily disclosed to them. So kalau you tak jaga itu, maksudnya you tak protect your client information lah. So itu akan jadi threat kepada you punya client pula. Sepatutnya you ni kena protect lah you punya clients. Okay, and the last one on the fundamental principle is on the professional behavior. A professional accountant shall comply with relevant laws and regulation and avoid any action that discredit the profession. So dia mesti protect the professional, being professional. Maksudnya kalau lah ada berlaku the unprofessional behavior, so dia mesti akan menyebabkan orang akan cakap sebenarnya macam nyamuk seekor you bakar satu kelambu, macam tu lah perceptions of kalau sekarang ni kita cakap netizen lah kan, semua information, semua berita akan update dalam social media. So netizen first yang akan, jabatan netizen dululah yang akan bertindak sebelum government nak bertindak. Kita ada jabatan netizen dulu. Jadi untuk mengelakkan the profession being discredit by the jabatan netizen tu, so you as a professional, you must protect, okay, you must care your professional behavior lah. Alright. So any question? Do you have another class? Class, you ada pukul berapa pula class? For today, you ada jam berapa? This morning ada class lagi ke?
Ini dah.
Ada lagi kelas?
Kelas audit pun ada lagi.
Keempat lah. Oh, so for this morning dah tak ada lah. Okay. Alright.
Pukul 5 Madam.
Pukul 5. Okay. Saya rasa untuk hari ni cukuplah dulu yang tu. Okay. Penting kita akan continue for next class lah, during next class. And for today's class, tutorial tu akan diadakan tapi secara online. Bukan online, maksudnya you have to do the tutorial lah. Okay, so you need to scan the QR code macam tadi juga. Tadi semua okey boleh scan the QR code boleh sebab saya takut ada masalah. Ada yang tak boleh? Semua boleh? Okay, dengan QR code ada masalah. So for this, okay, we have the tutorial session tu petang nanti. So you have to scan the QR code and I will put the tutorial question dalam tu. So you need to do. So soalan tutorial question tu just simple je, santai-santai je dulu. Because of this is our first class, first meeting, but you have to, you kena buat and you kena submit lah nanti. Okay, so ada apa-apa soalan? Kalau tak ada kita nak endkan our class ni, kita tak ada break kan. So we finish it early at 9. 9 to 9:50. Okay?
Madam,
Tak ada?
madam,
Yeah, any questions? Tak ada?
saya tak sempat nak scan QR tadi. Macam mana?
So you pergi balik kat sana lah. It's still open.
Kat Kelip
E-clip.
Yep.
Siapa tu yang tu you masuk lambat ke kelas?
Saya masuk 8.10 tadi.
8:10. So you pergi pada e-clip. I tak letak dalam ni. Dia dalam e-clip. Kan?
Okay.
Kelas, you all semua scan dekat e-clip tadi kan? So you pergi di e-clip Okay. So kalau tak ada apa-apa, see you again next week lah. Okay. So for tutorial nanti ada. So you kena masuk dan submit ni the assignment. Pukul 5 tu kelas saya lah kan. You all cakap ada yang cakap pukul 5 pula kelas. Kelas kita lah. So our class, it will be our class. Tak jumpa QR code dalam klip. Semua boleh. Tadi I tanya semua cakap okey QR code tu. Buat manual.
Dia kena nak tanda tu tanda sendiri, tak ada QR code keluar, kena scan.
Tak ada QR code keluar. Sebab saya dah, itu yang saya tanya tadi tu macam dia cakap boleh, ada yang cakap boleh. So memang tak keluar QR code dah ni?
Tak.
Untuk kelas lain dia attendance dia buat macam mana?
Guna klip juga, tapi sama juga tak ada QR code juga.
Tak ada QR code juga. So this is actually the QR code sebab saya boleh view. So this is the QR code. Ni QR code dia. Sebab I boleh view, sekejap. Daripada sini, I boleh buka kat sini. So, tak tahulah student tak boleh masuk QR code tu. Memang tak ada tak klik-klik pun tak ada keluar.
Tak ada. Tak tahu, saya tak ada. Kalau orang lain ada ke? Tak ada ke?
Kalau tak apa nanti I check dulu macam mana. Suppose tu ada lah dekat sini Okay, semua tak ada je Menu juga. Okay, tak apa. Nanti kita tengok kat mana yang boleh betulkan. Tak. Menu. Mungkin QR code tu saya kena bagi kot. Tak biasa pula macam tu. Tak apa. Nanti kita check dulu macam mana. Okay, so. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Salam. Thank you,
So,
Madam.
tutorial petang tu jangan lupa Okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Okay, welcome.
Thank you.